Are your quail losing their feathers? You're wondering what's going on with them? That's what we're going to get cleared up for you today. Hey guys, welcome back to another Slightly Rednecked video. Again, my name's Chris. If you're not familiar with this channel, I help you to produce your own meat, eggs, and vegetables from your backyard, your balcony, your deck, your garage, or even a spare room in your house if that's the way you want to do it. Today we're going to talk about why your quail are losing their feathers. Now, you may already know that the breeding behavior of quail, the males tend to grab the feathers on the back of the female's head, and they do that during breeding. So a lot of times you'll see a strip of feathers missing on the back of their head. And I've got several birds in here like that. Let me see if I can grab a hold of one here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. How about this one right back here? Looks like a good one to choose. Oh, come here. It's okay, it's okay. Calm down. All right, we got one here. I gotta close this up so I don't get any of them jumping out behind me. All right, we got one here. Oh, she's gonna flop her wings around. Come on, calm down. Let her get calmed down here. We'll show her off a little bit. There we go. Okay, it's okay. So you can see maybe on the back of her head, she's got a strip of feathers missing, just kind of a bald back head. That's breeding behavior. That's just from the male pulling on the back of the head and pulling the feathers out of the back of the head. It's nothing to worry about. It's completely normal. Let me get her back in there because she's a little bit kind of panicky. Come on, calm down. It's okay. There you go. There you go. Now you may get some from time to time that look a little bit more scraggly than that though. I've got a good example of one of those too. Let me get her out and I'll show you what she looks like. All right, see if I can show this off without, there you go, calm down. Now you can see this bird, I mean it looks terrible, right? Feathers missing all over, just all up and down its back of its head. It just looks scraggly, is losing all its feathers. Looks terrible. You might think something's wrong with this bird. Let me get him back in here and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Oh, there you go. All right, this is a completely normal thing too. Basically what's happening with that bird is it's molting. Now birds will molt once or twice a year, usually with the change of seasons. It's midsummer right now and they've just decided to molt right now. So what they'll start doing first of all is they'll look a little bit scraggly. Their feathers will be they won't be laying down smooth like they normally are. They're kind of sticking up, look a little bit weird. Got a couple of birds in here that look like they're getting ready to molt. Let me bring you in close instead of trying to get them out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This one back here is a good example of one. See if I can get up in here with the camera without them flying away. All right, I don't know if you can see that bird, but you see how its feathers are all kind of ruffled up, doesn't look quite right. Oh, there he's got away. Maybe you can tell, maybe you can't tell with that one. Well, I'm not sure yet if that showed up on video, but hopefully it did. You can kind of tell. Like I said, it just looks kind of scruffy. The feathers are all kind of sticking up and they're just not laying down real smooth, nice and neat like they normally are. That's the first thing you'll notice when they start to molt. And then they'll start losing those feathers. And you might think initially that they're being picked on, but you can probably tell that they're not being picked on. Generally when quail are picking on each other and they're getting bullied, it's around their face. They're getting picked on around their face, around their eyes. They'll get their eyes pecked at. You might notice them with their eyes closed or one eye closed and swollen. That's a sign of bullying in there. This is completely normal behavior. This is completely normal. They shed, or they don't shed, they molt. They throw all their feathers and grow new feathers in, like I said, once or twice a year. Now what's going to happen is your hens will probably stop laying at the time that they're molting, or they'll at least slow down quite a bit. I only got about 4 eggs out of this hutch today. Normally I'm at 6. So I've got a couple of birds getting ready to molt or are in the process of molting that are probably not laying at this time. There's nothing special you need to do for them. I would say, if you don't have a high protein feed, add some extra protein to their feed, whether that be with, grind up some dry cat food, put in their feed, dry up some dry catfish food. Grind up some dry catfish food, throw that in their feed to mix that in and get the protein levels up a little bit because they need that extra protein to regrow their feathers. What you're going to notice though is within a day or two, that bird that was all bald, you're going to see little pin feathers starting to come out, and they're already starting to come out. You may have been able to see that in the video or not, I'm not sure, but they'll regrow their feathers. It usually takes a week or two, about 2 weeks really, before they're completely regrown and just back to normal. So it's not a permanent prolonged thing. It's nothing to worry about. It's completely normal for them to do that once or twice a year. Mine seem to do it usually the change of seasons. We're like midsummer right now, so they're running a little behind schedule on that, but they tend to do it in midsummer, early summer. And then again, like right at the start of winter, which seems like the worst time in the world to do it, but it seems like they do tend to molt right at the start of winter time. So anyway, most of my birds right now are starting to look like they're molting. Not all of them. The younger ones, of course, are not, but the older ones, most of them are starting to look like they're molting. And let me bring you in close here again. We'll maybe be able to see another bird back there that looks like it's getting ready to molt. This one way back here, it's going to run out into its hidey hole right now, so we won't be able to see that. We'll try maybe the other hutch has got some birds in it that are getting ready to molt. We'll take a look at them. All right, these birds you can tell, well maybe you can tell, I don't know, maybe awful dark in there, but they're looking kind of ruffled. They're getting ready to molt as well. And chances are within the next couple days they will all be molting. Here, they're out here on the other side. Maybe we can see them better over there. All right, maybe you can see that one that's drinking right now. See how the feathers are all sticking up and look kind of ruffled? That's a sign that she's probably getting ready to molt. That may be a rooster, I can't tell from the back side. But that's a good example of a bird that's getting ready to molt. In the next couple of days, it'll probably be almost completely bald on its back. Maybe lose a lot of its chest feathers and stuff like that too, and then start regrowing them back in. Well, hopefully that puts your mind at ease a little bit about that. It's nothing to worry about. Again, it's just completely normal, natural behavior. While I got you on film here, let's go take a look at the baby quail. I got them in the big brooder box right now. I'm going to try that again. We'll see if they'll stay in there or not. They're getting real close to being able to move out to the grow out pens right now, but they're still just a little bit on the small side for that. So I'm going to keep them in there. Boy, they're trying to fly out of that thing, but they can't do it yet. So let me take you in there. We'll take a look at them. All right, it's kind of cramped in here, so maybe you can see them, maybe you can't. But there's all the baby quail. I think there's about 40 of them in here. I don't know, maybe it's 45 now. I don't know, but moved them out of the plastic totes. Plastic totes are up here. Moved them out of there and into this big brooder box. Give them a little bit more room, a little bit less cleaning. I don't have to clean it out quite as frequently. In fact, I won't have to clean it out at all until they're moved out of here completely. So that makes it nice. But they are acclimating well to their new space. They like the new surroundings. They like to scratch through the hay. And so far, they're doing great. They can't get out here. These walls are two feet high. And if you haven't seen before, this is my old bed liner from my truck that I just put some cardboard, built the walls up with cardboard, stapled it to the bed liner to build it up higher so they can't quite fly out of here. A little over 2 feet high, and so far they're in here and they're just staying in here. I got the heat lamps hooked up, but it's hot enough out today, it's not even running. See, I've got them set at 85 degrees and it's 89 degrees in here right now without the heat lamps going. So the heat lamps basically just kick on at night if it gets down below 85 degrees. And I'll run them at 85 degrees. Let me get this camera out of here so we can talk. It's too cramped in here to get the camera in here and face the camera and talk to the camera, so moving it out's best. I'll keep them at 85 degrees for another couple of days, and I'll probably bump that down to 80 degrees, and then maybe keep them there for another 2 days, and then bump it down to 75 degrees. And once they get down to there by the end of next week, or by the end of this week, by the time this video shows, they're going to be fine, ready to go out to the grow out pens with the other quail. And then at that point, I'll probably do one more collection of eggs to incubate, and then I'm going to process probably almost all, if not all, of my older birds and just let the grow outs become the new set of breeders. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do that yet or not. I may get one more hatch out of them and then process. I don't know yet. We'll find out. But it's about time for me to replace those. These are going on almost 2 years now. This is the second season I've had them that they've been producing and been breeders for me. They've been good breeders, but they're getting older and it's time to replace them, get some new birds. I like to do that about every 2 years, usually about every 2 seasons. I go ahead and replace them. So anyway, thank you guys for watching today. Hopefully I put your mind at ease with the molting if you didn't know that already. And as always, God bless. Come on, Max, get out of there. Max got the last baby birds here and we're not gonna let him get them this time. Move, get out of the way.